You and Kyle Shanahan, best friends.
Yes.
Going back to the Texas days.
Yes.
How great is this for you?
It's amazing. You know, of course, I've been on the Kyle Shanahan bandwagon for a long time now, and I think it's overdue in my eyes. I mean, it's a guy that's had 7 top 10 offenses over the last 10 years. I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal track record as an offensive play caller. But from the day I've known Kyle, my freshman year at the University of Texas, this was his lifelong dream, to be a head coach of an NFL football team. That is what he's working towards, and it's great that it's all coming to fruition here, and he's, you know, as the rumors are out there, so close to maybe after the Super Bowl here signing with the 49ers.
Calling plays.
Yes.
What makes him so good?
Wow, it's a lot of things. I think first thing is he's like really smart coaches, like a Bill Belichick. They know they don't have all the answers, so he's continually trying to learn, and he's taken what he learned from John Gruden, working under him, working under Gary Kubiak. Of course, the famous Shanahan run system that his father put in place with the Denver Broncos and Terrell Davis. And then the biggest thing is he's just not afraid to try things, and I think that's a big thing in the NFL. A lot of coaches are, you know, oh, if I haven't seen it on film and nobody's taught it to me, I don't want to try it, and I think that's kind of the wrong approach sometimes. Kyle, Sean Payton, Josh McDaniels, they try new stuff all the time. They just draw it up in the dirt and go, I'm going to try to make sense out of this, teach it to my quarterback, and we'll see if it works on Sunday. But his creativity is unmatched.
I love that. And, you know, 2015, and Kyle's track record is amazing. I mean, look at what he did with RG3, Johnny Manziel, Brian Hoyer. I mean, the list goes on, Matt Shaw, the list goes on and on. Wasn't great at first with Matt Ryan. How'd they get on the same page?
Well, I think the first thing is, you know, and I don't mean to like put anybody down here, but there was an anti-Kyle sentiment in the Falcons locker room. Roddy White, you know, he took it personal that Kyle Shanahan didn't want him to play. I mean, they were almost going to fire Kyle Shanahan because they were going to listen to their disgruntled, over the hill, for lack of a better phrase, wide receiver. So I think there was some resentment there in the locker room from that standpoint. But at the end of the day, really all it came down to is it's the second year in the system, I think, more than anything. And if you really evaluate the offenses Matt Ryan's been involved in through his career, they've been more surgical, dink and dunk. We're going to just rely on Matt's decision-making, quick throws, and he's really accurate. But Kyle's offensive system asks you to be more aggressive, deep play-action passes. We're going to throw a 20-yard comeback or a 50-yard post over the top. And I just think more than anything, it took Matt Ryan to kind of get used to that and what was being asked of him week to week.
You know, it's funny. I talked to Matt in August, and he basically said everything that you just said. And he gave Kyle so much credit. And Matt also said, look, people talk about Kyle. It's on me. I have to realize, hey, he's calling these plays to help me. And I could say, hey, this isn't one that's in my comfort zone. And Kyle now could say, okay, we'll take it out of the playbook. And he said, watch. This offense is going to be explosive, and wow, they live up to expectations.
I mean, they're unreal. And you know, you make a lot of great points, and it leads me to something Kyle told me in the offseason. And I don't know, maybe he'll be mad at me for sharing this, but I'm going to share it anyways. I mean, he did call me, I remember right before, it might have been OTAs and things, but he was really excited about Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan had been really throwing when the team wasn't there. He'd been out on the field working on his mechanics, working on throwing some of those balls down the field. So that was really cool. I think he knew Matt Ryan was on the cusp of being really great this year. But the Devontae Freemans, the Tevin Colemans, you know, Kyle getting Taylor Gabriel and Aldrick Robinson, guys he had history with on other teams, bringing them, they know his system, gave them more speed opposite of Julio Jones, so you couldn't put all your eggs in one basket and say, if we stop Julio, we're going to stop that offense. No, you saw when Julio was out, they didn't miss a beat. They were still awesome.
And Alex Mack told me on radio he signed with Atlanta because of Kyle.
Ooh,
that's a major compliment, and to me, that big a difference as any for this football team in terms of the offense.
Great point. I forgot about him. You're the man.